I don't think I am. Yep. I mean, if I am, I don't. I am, I don't. Okay. I only see people. Okay. I am. I see people now. Okay. So I'm just like sitting here for the first part, just talking to myself. Awesome. Hi, Kaylee. How come I don't see people chatting though? Okay, there we go. Now I can see people. Hi. It just says AdelaLavine. Yo, hey girl. Hi. Hi everybody. Hi Ruby. Okay. So, hi. I was having a moment. I'm trying new things. So I'm getting lights. I'm getting like a new ticker made that's going to look really pretty. So then if I have to take a break, I can post. I changed the code to my 50% off because how long can I say the word gas and it doesn't sound pretty. So now the code is 50. Makes it easy, right? 50% off. I'm getting like some tickers made so I can do lives and have it look pretty to say different things I want to say. I'm doing readings, but love the lights. Thank you. I gotta take care of my cat. So see, I need some things like cat break. I'll be right back because this little girl causes problems. Okay. So I'm back. I'm coming back. Hey. Hi. How do we donate for a reading? So you donate for a reading in the description below. There is my PayPal. You can do super chat on here. And there's my Venmo. So all three of those. Super chat. Oh, and Cash App. So I have it all in the description. If you look at the description, it has everything. And then I'm going to start making a list as people come in. And then I'll start. But we're going to chat at first. And any donation is fine. I'm trying to be fair to me, to everyone. Make it fair where, you know, I'm not needing a, you know, specific thing. Okay, thank you. Awesome. Let's see. So how is everybody doing? What's going on? How's it all going? And is there a cat pee in here? Because there's cat pee that like just emailed me. I'll have to get a hold of her. So yeah, guys, so what's going on? How's everything going? I'm trying different times. I think in the future, I might do Mondays a little early, but I kind of find Mondays work for people. Can you guys hear the little music? But I want to start this off with anybody has any questions about spirituality, paranormal stuff. I know I've been, any thoughts on shamans? Good questions, Ruby. And I've been posting, if anyone saw, I've been going wild posting on my TikTok, which has been fun. Thanks, Tisha. I'll put Tisha on the list. Yeah, my thoughts on shamans is this. I'm completely love shamans and all of that. I hear the music. Awesome. Thanks, Ruby. But the thing is, honestly, it has to be someone who's really, really who has like gone through some like real training. if that makes sense. So in other words, people who are just doing it, and they've taken like a 6-week course, you know, that type of things. Thanks, Kylie. I would love to connect to my dad. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm making a list. You can go ahead. Thanks for keeping that there. When I should, let me go over the rules before I answer the shaman thing. I'm just trying to manage everything. So here's the rules. You donate. I'm going to put you on the list, and then when I call upon you, be ready to tell me if you want an intuitive or a medium reading. So just go over it. Intuitive reading is about you and the things going on in your life. So if you want an intuitive reading, you're going to say, I'd like an intuitive reading and I want to know about my career or my, you know, lover, whatever, right? I want to know about if I'm going to move, you know, something specific, not generalizations like what does it all mean? What is the big picture of my life? That's too general. That's too big for a quick little mini reading like this. If it's a medium reading and I call upon you, then it is talking to those who've passed on. You will pick one person you like to speak to, and you would say, I'd like to speak to my, like Callie just said, my dad. And if it's another type of relative, you say my grandmother, my mother's side, a friend, you know, that kind of thing. So then, and then we're going to move on to, not move on, but then I also would like you to let me know what pronoun you'd like me to refer you to. So if, you know, say like, I would like to talk to my grandmother, my mother's side, she, her, you know, that kind of thing. And that's what we're going to do. So getting back to your question, I'm just trying to find like different music. I like shamans, and shamans are awesome, but people who are saying that, you know, they've taken like a few-week course and they went on a trip to Costa Rica and did ayahuasca, and they've, you know, had some Reiki lessons. It's not cool. I also think we have to be careful of culture appropriation and making sure that really shaman is something that is usually passed on in culture and families. Like people usually, you know, great grandfather showed their child and that person showed their child, and it's usually something like that. So making sure that I really would prefer to go to someone who has that kind of experience. There's so many people who just call themselves shaman, and I think it's not really respectful to a lot of cultures, you know, and that's kind of my belief on it. You got to be really careful who you're going to. All right, any other questions? Why? Were you having something like that going on? Like, were you going to someone or something like that? Any other questions anybody has about, you know, any spiritual stuff? How is everybody feeling? I kind of feel like the energy is kind of lifting these days. It's getting a little better. Little bits of it, not to say we don't have a lot we're still going through, and a lot of people are going through a lot of hell in certain parts of the country, and different things are happening, but I definitely feel like part of what's happening is making people be aware and realizing the things that have been needed to be changed. Just curious? Okay. All right, cool, Ruby. So any other questions about anything else? Yeah, I think it's just, you know, when it comes to these types of things, make sure, you always want to make sure, you know, that you're respecting the not just cultures, but, you know, in spirituality, we just want to make sure that we're not doing things that are exploiting anybody or anything. Meaning, like, I just see a lot of people who have done that, in the sense of like taking a lot of TikTok is talking about CERN creating changes. Yeah. Is that true? Um, that has been a complete debate because CERN has always been a thing where people think that it's causing like the Mandela effect and like affecting things. I personally don't believe it's true, but I do get why people are kind of interested. But I think people always want to find a magical thing. They want to believe there's something magical creating changes, and not the fact that changes need to be happen. I'm putting on the list, Ruby. I think you've been here before, right? Is anybody new to me here on my YouTube, or new to me period? I feel like people always want to look for something kind of crazy and magical, right? Like, oh, this is why this is changing. This is why, because a machine is making it happen. Things are changing because they needed to change for a long time. And this is an evolution, and this is a time where we have to shift into a new world. Does Spirit have a message for all of us as a collective? I don't really call things like spirit. Yes, thanks, Adela. Oh, you are new? How did you find me then, Ruby? I'm not really a believer of like spirit. Like, I know people kind of have this idea of, it's just not my term or the way I see it. It's not like there's like that kind of reminds me of saying God has a message. You know what I mean? And it's just not my bag. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like the idea of saying, well, God has this message. I don't see it like that. I see like a collective consciousness, that we are a part of it. We are a part of that collective conscious. We don't pay attention to it as well as the other realm. So the other realm is not distracted with the mundane world as we are here. We're very distracted with the mundane world and all the mundane things that we need to get done, and it keeps us busy because we're trying to survive. Oh, I've been in your lives before. I actually followed you a long time ago in Periscope. Oh, okay. OG over here. So I kind of never get into the term like spirit has a message, like that kind of way of thinking, because it kind of sounds very much to me like, you know what I mean? It kind of sounds very much like saying God has a message for you. It feels very close to it, and I definitely don't have that taste in my mouth. You know what I mean? I feel that we are part of the collective whole. And is there a collective energy that's trying to make change? Yes, absolutely. And trying to get everybody to be a part of that change and be okay with that change and want the changes. Absolutely. But we have to be a part of it, guys. We have to do our part in that change. All right. So let's go with Tisha. First, Tisha, you're going to let me know what type of reading you want, an intuitive reading or a medium reading. And if it's an intuitive reading, you're going to say, I want to know about this particular thing. And if it's a medium reading, then you say, I want to speak to this person on this side of the family. Okay. And then Tisha, her intuitive reading, how long will I be at my current place of employment? Okay, well, that's like a very fair question. Hold on, I want to erase something, I think. Okay, no, I don't need to erase that. Okay, here we go. That's a very, very fair question, isn't it? Okay. How long will I be at my current place of employment? Okay, let me take a look. I don't know, Tisha, the first vision I got is like I actually saw you kind of like packing up pretty quickly. And what that says to me is that things are going to move pretty fast. What I mean by that is it looks like things are about to change quickly. Are you looking for new employment? Because if you aren't, it does look like things are moving in a fast way. Yeah, I felt like I saw you like packing up quickly, getting ready, getting ready to go. Like, I want to say almost like you were like, I have to get out of here. Um, because not because something bad happens or they push you out. When I see it, it's your choice. And I would say that I see that in the next 2 months. It's almost like something changes where you're excited that you have a different opportunity, a different chance to leave. Um, I was trying to see because there's something felt different about it. It felt like you were free. No, not looking hope, it's positive. Yeah, I feel like, do you want to leave? Because I feel like it's almost like once you start to look out there and you realize that you have like more opportunity than you thought, that's why it felt exciting. I don't know how to explain it, but I want to say like you get on the road or you start to move towards more what you wanted to do. Yeah, it doesn't look like somebody does it to you. It doesn't look like you're fired or laid off. It looks like this is a choice. Like you're like, wow, I never thought I'd have this opportunity. And you need to look. You need to start looking. So if you want to leave, just so everybody remembers, the future doesn't happen to you. You have to partake in the future, meaning you have to put that energy out. You have to put that effort out. So if you want to leave, you have to look. The future can't just happen to you and go, oh, that's great. This job came and fell into my lap, so now I'm at a new job. You have to start putting the effort to see what's out there. And even if it's a daily thing and you're not sure if it's going to pay off, you see what I'm saying? You have to. Okay, just want to stress that. All right, we have Kylie next. I'm doing readings for those of you who might be new. I'm doing intuitive and medium readings. I am going to post another video. I hope you guys, people who follow me on here, are used to me posting videos. I'm just trying to get down this whole thing. Like for instance, I think I'm going to do Sunday, Mondays, or Tuesdays. It'll be one of those days, and I'll post and advertise when I'm coming live. I'm trying to do 2 days a week, and it will either be like a Sunday and a Monday or a Monday and a Tuesday. Like I'll probably be doing hopefully doing another live tomorrow. That's my plan, but I'm doing different times to try to see which works and things like that. But I am going to post a video, and I actually am going to have a guest on my YouTube that's going to be talking about art therapy for mental health. She is a mental health therapist who uses art therapy, and she's going to talk about, what she's been seeing. And we know everyone's been kind of overwhelmed with the world and different, what it does for you and how that, how things are affecting people and what you can do to help with that. And then on my Patreon, she's going to actually show like an actual exercise that we can do at home. Like she'll take us through the exercise. So I'm trying to like do things like that. And I also I'm going to film me at the cemetery as well. Anybody have any other questions before we move on to Kylie? Kylie, where are ya? Kylie's next, and if Kylie, oops, what happened to my chat? Uh-oh, my chat disappeared. Oof, I can't see you guys. Hold on a second. Okay. I'm gonna find you guys. Where did you go? Damn it. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna get help. I somehow how did I make it disappear? That's annoying. Let's see. I know it's got to be here on somewhere. If you guys are typing in the chat, I don't see you. Yet again. So, how can I bring you back up? I somehow made the chat go away. I just hit goodbye on the chat. I made it go away. Can you see? It should be in settings. Now they're like settings. Oh, they're back. Oops. Okay, I'm here. I'm still here. No looking over this possible. I'll keep you posted. Okay, I'm here. All right, Kylie, still here. Okay, got it. I'm back. So annoying. All right, Kylie, you got to let me know what type of reading. Did you type it already? Oh, you did. I'd love to connect with my dad. I miss him. Okay, gotcha. Let's go. My cat is back and she's going to be making noise, so be prepared. So, have I talked to your dad before, Kylie? If I have, then I guess I'm just gonna like kind of jump in and start with him. Welcome back. Thank you. I know the chat's kind of slow. It's kind of the only thing I get irritated about this program is that I feel like I'm kind of feeling like the chat might be slow, right? Oh, we have talked to him before. Okay, cool. All right, so anybody who's joining new, I'm doing live intuitive and medium readings. You can donate for a reading in any of the descriptions below, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, and all that, just to keep it fair, or super chat. And so I'm going to start I want to say Kylie, or is it Kaylee? It's Kylie, right? We have talked to him before, right after he passed. Okay, so I'm just going to jump in and see what he has to say now, okay? So the first thing I hear and I feel is that he's saying he's very excited. He says he just wants to almost like just give you a hug. He's saying that he knows that you're going through it and it's a rough time for you at this time, and he doesn't want you to feel like you're alone. Kaylee, okay. And he's saying that he feels that yeah, because the first thing I heard him say is that you're going through the rough time and he wants to give you a hug. I don't know, he's taking me to this place and he's showing me this place. I want to say it almost looks like a farm. I'm not sure if this is like something you want to do or something he did in the past, but he's showing me almost like a farm-like setting. He keeps saying like you have to take a break and go into, it's almost like being around animals or something to do with animals. He's saying that he's tried to kind of let you know that he's around, and he's been trying to get your attention. Something about March. Yes, I went through a breakup. He says he's been trying to get your attention since March, and he's tried to help you since March. Keeps talking about the month of March. Did something in the month of March happened? Or is there something significant? Hold on one second. Hold on, my cat is being very disruptive. Hold on. Let me see. I want to see something. Yeah, he's showing me like if you go inside your house and you walk towards your room, like he keeps showing me like above your bed. Like if I'm facing your bed and there's the backboard, right? If I'm at the foot of your bed, there's something above your head. He keeps saying, you know, make sure to have that energy, like let that energy help you. It's something above your bed. Sorry, I'm having to deal with this cat who does not accept no. Where'd she go for an answer? So I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know about March. Nothing significant. That's when I actually got with this guy. So maybe, oh, okay. That was, maybe he was telling me he wasn't the one. Yeah. I think it was just a little bit more like, it's not about like, You have to remember when family members are telling you like what they think about people. There's a tapestry above my board. See, I decided to do a little remote viewing today. I haven't showed you guys about my remote viewing. Just kidding. But I do remote view in all my readings, bringing a little Stranger Things into the room, which is what she does basically. Besides telekinesis, she's remote viewing. Yeah. So that's awesome. So when family members see, she's like being very naughty. She's biting on cords. No, no, no. When people remote view, when people are trying to warn you, like family members are warning you about people in your life, so cool. And then they're, thank you. You don't have to listen to them. You know, they're family members that are like, I don't like this guy. This guy doesn't feel so good for you. But you don't have to agree. But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like your dad's telling you he knows for sure everything that you need to learn, but he is pretty good at seeing this guy a little bit more than you are, but you don't always have to agree. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, so now we're doing, is her dad a spirit guide right now? When people die, they're not spirit guides. They're just people who died. So I think people think like when people die, they're all knowing. It's just her dad who died, who's being her dad and has some advice. Spirit guides is the collective conscious that we were talking about. They're really part of the collective whole, and they only separate themselves because that's what we understand, because we live separate here. I think people have this concept that all people who died, all they got to do all day long is to guide people here. It's not true. They're growing and evolving, and they're doing other things, and they can kind of throw some things your way, just like you throw a text or an email, or you send a DM or a message to someone and you kind of help them, but you're not sitting there holding their hand through life, watching every little thing that's going on with you. It doesn't work like that. Just because you might see someone online and you say something to them and you go, hey, everything's going to be okay, have a good day. You're not staring at them all day long. So people have this idea that their spirit guides means that we have, it's a little self-involved, that we're just like so special that we have to have people around us all the time. It's your family who passes. Your family who passes go, hey, I have a little different view of things now, and I can kind of throw some help your way, and you can take it or leave it, but at the end of the day, it's your life to live. So, okay. So Ruby, you're next. You're going to be getting a reading next. And speaking of Ruby asking questions, you're going to tell me if you would like an intuitive reading or a medium reading. An intuitive reading is more about you and your life and the things going on. And you're going to ask a question specifically about that. You're going to say, I want an intuitive reading and I want to know this. And if it's a medium reading, then you say, I would like to, just like, Kaylee did. Yes, you got to say specifically again. You got to be specific. You can't just say intuitive. I want an intuitive reading about a specific question. These are quick little readings. Specific question. I would like to clarity about joining a program called Inner Circle by Jim Fortin. I'm unsure about it. I don't know if it's bad vibes or if I'm scared of change. What is Inner Circle? What is it? It sounds like a cult. I'm gonna be honest. Sounds kind of culty, Ruby. Sounds like a little culty. What's the Inner Circle? Is it just me, guys, or does that sound a little culty? I mean, like a program. Anytime there's a program, I don't know. I get like really apprehensive. I don't know why the songs aren't changing. Isabel. Hi, Isabel. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing intuitive and medium readings today. It's a program about cosmology and historic. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, Ruby, whenever there's like these programs that are kind of like spiritual and it sounded culty to me too, and it's one person running it, I would run from that, because really teaching people things is really teaching people to open up, to open things up. It's also expensive if people swear by it. People are going to always swear by it. See, that's what cult members say. My vibe is that it's a cult. That's immediately what it feels like. It sounds like a cult, feels like a cult. Cults come in all forms. And whenever you're going to go in a program where you're hoping someone's going to give you all the answers to all the things, and you have to go through this program and it's super expensive, check, 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 cult. Like I said, people don't want to do your own work. You know what I mean? Meaning like finding the way that works for you, finding the way that makes sense to you. Hey TB, you're on the list. Thank you. Finding the way that makes sense to you, and how things work for you. People always want to find this kind of magical way that's going to have all the answers, because it's easier. It's easier to go like, well, I'm going to go into this program and they're going to tell me how everything works, and I'm going to learn it, and then I'll have all the answers. I'm telling you, does he have good intentions? It's a cult. So what do you think? Like, a cult does not have good intentions. I get my read on you, Ruby, is that you're looking for someone to follow, and you're looking for something to follow and something to tell you what to do and how to do it. And it's one thing to guide someone and, hey, this is the way I've learned things. This is a way that could work for you if you choose it. It's another thing to say, here's the step-by-step program. Anytime someone is doing that and they have a huge following, what is their intention? Ego. It's one thing to kind of say, here's some tools and, look, kind of go figure it out. She said it's about cosmetology. No, she did not say cosmetology. Cosmology and esoteric learning. Not cosmetology. If I could look him up right now, and I could get a vibe from him if you want, right? If you wanted me right now on live right here and tell you my vibe, but I'm already telling you what it is, and I'm telling you, don't look for these things. Like it's really frustrating because people always, look him up. High performance expert over at decades. International. I just get icky vibes. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought he was going to be like. Burn your old money stories that trap you into being broke by paying me. Like, here's the thing. When everybody says, like, pay me a ton of money and I'm going to show you how not to be broke, what they're not telling you is that you're paying, that's how they made their money and not got broke, by telling people how to pay them not to be broke. This is what it says. Burn your old money. Yeah, this guy is just, the human racket is an illusion that's keeping you trapped. Pay me as soon as we're pop out of the womb. I did one of his programs and he gave me a lot of tools, but spiritual programs scared me. Higher nature selves of being, this is like cold. Tame your brain and go beyond your limits. All these like promises. Listen, guys, I'm sorry, but you have to do your own work. Like, you have to find the way that works for you. If you keep looking for people to follow their program, there's one thing to say, hey, this is what I've learned, take it and run with it and do what you want. But it's another thing to say, like, follow my program, keep following my program. Good, thank you. Do you still have availability for readings? Yes. why is the chat so damn slow? I do, Isabel. I'm doing readings just on donation. Any donation is good. And the information's below. I just get very leery of people saying, I have all the answers to change your life. That's all you got to look for. If someone says, listen, here's some things that you can do, take it or leave it, and I don't know, this is what worked for me, but may not work for you, blah, blah, blah. And they're being fair, but when it's like outrageous amounts of money, burn your money blocks by paying me. When, it reminds me of what's his name, right? What's the guy's name? The big, tall, giant looking guy. He helps people how to get money by having people pay him. I don't know if people know that, what's his name, guys? I don't know if, why am I not remembering his name? I don't know if people know that he started his career by working under one of these guys who was like a self-help. This is. It's self-help and blah, 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 and motivational. Tony Robbins. Thank you, Ruby. Tony Robbins worked for a guy and learned everything. He worked under him, right? And learned everything about, he worked for another guy who did this like self-help and self-motivation type of like change your life stuff, learned everything from him and just was better at it and then went on his own. Life is difficult. People don't know what to do. They are looking for answers. I understand. 100%. Which is why I'm saying look for the answers. Look as much as you want, look. Peek under every rock, look at behind every curtain, but don't follow someone so much that you're giving up things that you're worried about, Ruby, that you're worried if you can afford it. You know what I mean? I think it's different than like, if you're like, okay, I took a class, right? You took a thing and you got a few things out of it, that's fine. But you can't, looking for the answers is different. Looking for the answers inside yourself. You trusting your own intuition, trusting your own gut, trusting what makes sense and feels good for you. Got to trust that more than someone else, much more. Spiritual teachers and people like this, we're only here to kind of hand the tools and kind of point this direction and point that direction. Look at Star Wars. 444, cool. She's being all cool about it. Thank you, Isabel. You're magical, 444. So people are, they're guiding, right? That's all we're supposed to do. And you look at Star Wars, you look at Yoda. He doesn't say, do what I tell you to do. Although, like, we can say there's a lot of holes in that because they do tell you to, like, to be a Jedi and everything. Did you do 444 twice? Did you mean to do 444 twice? I'm not sure if she meant to do that. I hope you did. And unfortunately, there are people who take advantage. I know, and that's kind of what I'm upset about. I'm so sorry about that, guys. Sometimes it's hard to tell the difference between intuition and fear of change for me. Okay. Here's the difference. I'm going to give you a little quick lesson. When you want to know the difference between fear and intuition, okay? When you have a fear of something and you're like, and then this is going to happen, and then that's going to happen, and then I'm going to fall down, and then I'm going to roll around, and then all of a sudden I'm going to skin my knees, and then the ambulance is going to have to come, and then this is going to, you know what I mean? When you start to kind of create this whole crazy story of like, oh my gosh, all these things are going to happen if I do this, then that's kind of what I call fantasy. It's the same thing that can happen to something good. You're like, oh, I got this job, or I met this person, and then we're going to go to dinner, and we're going to look in each other's eyes, and we're going to fall in love, and then we're going to know that this is the one. That is you kind of running away with this kind of fantasy version. Intuition is like, this feels kind of like off to me. Feels like kind of wrong. Doesn't feel right. You're not going into a whole gamut of storytelling, because your intuition will usually go against your mind. Your mind might say, oh, maybe you're just being afraid, maybe you just don't want to take a chance, and your gut's like, no, I just don't feel this feels right to me. I can't really tell you why right now, but something just feels off about it, and I'm just not going to do this. Or vice versa. Something about this person I feel drawn to, it feels right. Maybe everything about the situation isn't the way I thought it would have gone. Like maybe everything went kind of weird, and why am I so feeling so good about this person? But for some reason I do. Yeah, you see the clarification? Okay, there you go. Then you're like, it's usually what your mind will say, like, goes against. Yes, for 2 readings if possible. Sure, Isabel, thank you. So you know what I mean? So like your mind is going like, oh my gosh, everything's gonna be great. We're gonna fall in love and we're gonna get married and we're gonna have babies, blah blah blah. And your gut's like, we're just going on a date. Like, calm down. I don't know. I have a feeling it could be a good date, but I'm not sure. That's also running away with fantasy. And it's the same thing. Like maybe your mind's like, or on the opposite end, I feel really good about this person. It feels really good. I feel like I want to get to know them. And your head's like, yeah, but they were wearing this and they said this and they work for this person. And you're like, who cares? I already know I have a good feeling. And your mind's now trying to convince you. You've come up with every kind of story. That's more judging and your mind. Your intuition will usually be the thing that's hard to follow, because logically, like, so for instance, Ruby, your friends told you, this person is great. I swear, my whole life changed. Everything was different. They're amazing. They are the moon, the sun, and the stars. You're like, well, maybe my intuition's wrong because everyone's telling me how great. That's what's hard. Okay, let's move on to TB. TB, what do you want, Tanaya? My intuition says no, I can't afford it. I just don't feel right about it. There you go. Because you know, if you can't afford it, but you're like, have you ever done this? Because I know I have. I'm sure you all have. You're like, I can't afford this, but this feels right. This feels like what I should do. I feel like it's going to pay off. I just feel it, right? And you know, you've like done something and you're like, listen, I can't afford this, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I know it's wrong. I know I shouldn't. You ever had that feeling? You're like, I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. You know what I mean? Where you're like, I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. And you like, no, this isn't the right thing. But you do it anyway. And you're like, God damn it, I should have listened to my gut, right? Okay. TB is next, and after TB is Isabel. If Tanaya doesn't answer me soon, I'm figuring Tanaya doesn't want a reading. Why is it like it's not going to like different songs? I don't know what's happening. Yeah. So if your intuition's like, I can't afford it, I just don't feel right about it, then you're like, this isn't for me. I don't care how many people tell me. Pronoun queen. Oh my goodness. Well, listen, queen, if you were really being queen, then you probably would have known to tell me specifically what you want to know, because the queen here, this queen over here, is trying to tell you, I want to make change in a career, but I have a lot of fear. Okay. This is all about, we're getting change and fear in a lot of these readings, right? Okay, let's take a look. Tanaya, let me take a look. You know, it's kind of interesting. I see the same thing I saw, but a little different. I feel like I see, you know, when you walk away, well, it's not a they, but you know, I'm going to use my sight. It's a me using my sight. So when I see you walking away, you're walking out of the situation and walking into the fire. That's what I keep hearing and seeing, but it's good. It's like burning all of the old stuff away and moving into something new. It looks freer. It looks freer, and I know that I've talked to you about this before in a private reading, that the freer is you kind of being free of, of being locked down. I had a bad experience when I stepped out before. I know, but that's not a reason. That was a different time and a different place and a different you. So I feel like this is kind of like a perfect time because things are changing and moving into a different direction, and people are trying to build something new, a new way of doing things. And I know the work that you do is changing. I feel like you, obviously, when you leave, you can't just leave and not have something else you're doing, meaning like you have to have other quote plans. You have to have a plan in this situation. But I just saw you kind of like walking away, walking into the fire, looking free, and for some reason I definitely see you moving with this. And I'm pretty sure I said all these things to you in a private reading before. It's time. It's time. Next 4 months. Time. Anything else happening in the other areas? Is this Lolita who was the other night? Who was in my class the other day, I mean? Hey, Lolita. Sorry, I just like choked on lemon water. Awesome. Sorry. Yeah, so it's time. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that makes sense. I keep seeing the next 4 months, and I definitely keep seeing you move. And this is the same thing I said to you in a private reading. I know you're scared. Hi, Lolita. I know you're scared, but it's time. That's the best way I can describe it. All right. The reason why I'm moving on so quickly to Isabel, because Tanaya knows. She knows I've read her privately. I will know on Saturday. Test. Oh. Okay, interesting. Okay, so Isabel, interesting. Isabel is next. Go ahead and let me know. You can tell me the both type of readings you want. I guess you want one of each is what I'm thinking. Kylie, your music today is giving me outlaw cowboy vibes. It's just supposed to be I want to move. That's good news. Good. That means you remember the future. You have to put energy into the future. The future doesn't just happen to you guys. You have to put energy into the future. All right, so Isabel is going to tell me which type of readings she wants, and if it's intuitive reading, say I want intuitive reading about this. If it's a medium reading, then you say I want to speak to this person on the other side. So we're moving on to Isabel. Hopefully she's ready, and then after Isabel, it will be Lolita. Isabel's getting two readings. So guys, if you guys are new, if you're just coming here, if you see, I'm trying to do this new lights, and I'm working on a cool ticker to kind of have cooler font and everything. And I'm trying to come up with different times and days that work best for everyone in these live readings. Should I do live just Q&A, or I like doing a little mixture? I don't know if everyone's cool with that, but that's what I like doing. All right, I'm waiting for Isabel, but the only thing I notice about this program is it just me, or is this chat really slow? I should look at myself with the volume down. You told me some of this in the prior. I asked you so many questions, so sometimes I forget. I think so. You forget my answers. Okay. Okay. Any thoughts on crystals? Love collecting them, but do they actually have properties? Well, I'm holding one now, which is kind of more a semi-precious stone. But yeah, of course, crystals are kind of like what you charge them. The chat on your end is so down. I know. I really hate it. Look at, like, I could watch myself with the volume down. I think I'm going to try that. Let's see what happens. I turn the volume all the way down. I think I could see the chat quicker. But the different crystals here, crystals kind of like what you, hey Dela girl, see, I see Lauren here quicker than I see her. I might have to start doing that. See, now she says, hey Dela girl, see? Hey Lauren. Crystals, you can like charge them, and yes, they do have properties, but obviously, you like put the energy into them. So this is like a quartz. This is a clear quartz, and I like it because you can put whatever energy you want into it. And see, I see Isabel here. Yes, both please for the intuitive. Last time we talked about cosmetology. See, now she's asking for cosmetology for my career, and since then I was looking into cosmetology apprentice programs. Okay. And then you're also doing a medium reading? Let me know who you want to speak to in the medium reading. So yeah, so you can use crystals, and they do have properties. It's not saying that they don't have properties, but it's not like they're magical things that just kind of like make everything happen. And you got to find the ones that kind of work for you. So here's like, that's kind of like crystal quartz, and this is like a garnet and stuff like that. And they do have that. But it's not like they're just kind of like magically going to make everything great and all that. You do have to kind of put the energy into it, and let's just put it away, they assist just like anything else, but they don't like fix everything. But yeah, I absolutely like love using crystals, and I have like a video on here about it. I'm wondering if I'm right about going into the apprenticeship route and I'm jumping into them impulsively. Or is this really for me, and how can I come up with the funds for this, and how do I know which program is right for me? Okay. All right, let's take a look. Cool. Okay, let's see. For the mediumship, I would like to speak with my grandpa on my mom's side, please. Okay, let's do the intuitive first. It's like very few seconds later, to be honest. It's just, this is YouTube, guys. All right, so hold on. Let me look at the if I'm right about going the apprenticeship route, am I jumping into this too impulsively, or is this? You are absolutely not jumping into this too impulsively, and I don't feel like it's impulsive at all. I feel like this is something you've thought about for a while. I mean, you've put a lot of energy way before me too. This was something you were wanting to do. So this is not an impulsive thing. It feels completely like great. My feeling is apprenticeship is like the best way, because then you can just kind of like get a feel of where you want to go and maybe who you even want to work with. So yeah, I do feel like if apprenticeship program is the best way, except for just make sure you're not pushing yourself into someone just because of everyone feels like this is the person. I guess I want to say, like, you have to pick the program. When you're talking about the program, Does that mean you're picking someone to work with and they work with you one-on-one and then you kind of like be their apprenticeship? I want to see. Because I feel like working with someone and kind of working and you knowing like, is this the person I want to deal with? Is this someone I want to actually want to be with? That's kind of more what I'm feeling. If that makes sense. And so if you are working with somebody and they are kind of putting you under their wing, so to speak, and it's like a program, that feels the best because mostly because my sense about you, yes, but there's also different apprentice programs, schools. Yeah, see, I don't feel like it's the program schools. I feel like you need to do apprenticeship with someone, and then you can from there decide what school you want to do. The reason why I'm saying this is because I feel like you're going to learn like what's your thing. You know what I mean? You're going to learn like what works for you and what you're drawn to and who, how you want to do this. I don't know. I feel like that's more of an easing into it in a way that's going to feel more comfortable. I hope that makes sense. So if anybody's new, I'm doing intuitive and medium readings. And I'm reading people who had donated and we're just kind of asking about spiritual stuff. I hope that, yeah, you know what, Isabel, I just want to make sure that my feeling is that that's an option. My feeling is it's an option to like start with someone first, and before you kind of jump into the program. I don't feel like you're jumping in too fast. It does. Thank you. I'm definitely looking to. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel. This is my sense about you, Isabel. I feel like you kind of learn quickly and on the job. Like I feel like you're the type of person that as you're doing something, when you're doing it, like when you put your hands into it, like this is how you learn better. Some people learn better like reading about it and studying about it and kind of like, you know what I mean, from a distance. And I feel like you're kind of like in the, on the field type of person. Okay, let's do the medium reading for you. You like to speak to your grandpa on your mom's side. And then after Isabel is Lolita. So I'm doing readings for people who are donating. Yes, hands are a big thing for me. It's the best way I learn. Exactly. You're fine. It's weird. I always just hang out and listen. I know, Lauren. That's okay. That's okay. What I like about that, I'm like running my YouTube channel over here. It's like I've got like, I can see who's on here better, and the chat comes in about like 1 second, 2 seconds quicker. All right, let's do the medium reading for Isabel. I'd like to speak to my grandpa on my mom's side. Okay. So the first thing I feel, Isabel, is I see this person. I don't know if we spoke to him before, but he's very excited to like be here. He's saying that he definitely knew he was going to pass. There's definitely like a peace with it. Like there's a comfort. He says he just felt comforted knowing that he can finally let go and be released. He's saying that for him, he kind of believed in enjoying your life and enjoying, even if it's almost like he's telling you like money isn't the motivator. It's if you're enjoying it. And then if you enjoy it and you allow yourself to give yourself permission to enjoy what you're doing, then you will make money will come from it. he was kind of a believer in like not killing yourself for just the sake of the dollar. It's not like he didn't work hard, because he absolutely shows me he did, but he's like trying to give you advice. Hold on. So if I go into your house, I'm doing remote viewing, by the way. If I go into your house and there's like a room to the right and I go straight, there's like a room. It's almost like there's a room next to your room. He's showing me all this stuff. It's almost like when someone stores all this creative stuff, I definitely take after him in that aspect. It's almost like if you have like material and artwork or something, you know what I mean? Like he's showing me like all this stuff. Like, is this your room or is this a room next to you? I want to say it's like somebody who creates and collects things or something. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Here, I'm trying to get my cat. Because I see all these stuff and he's talking about you have to kind of remember this creative side and remember, like, you know, like getting back to this. He also talks about, is your grandmother here? Were they still married? Because he's talking about your grandmother. He's showing me all of a sudden a restaurant, like we're at a restaurant and they're sitting there. I want to say it's almost like reminds me of like a little cafe or a little bit like diner or something. I don't know what that's about. Is she alive? Anyway, we'll see if Isabel's able to answer this question. I'm not sure. Maybe thinking his room. He was a big collector. Okay. Yeah. I think that's his room. But he's saying you guys are similar, like you guys both appreciated and enjoyed like creative things and artistic things, and yeah. It's almost like you guys had similar tastes into things. She also passed, but they met working at a kitchen for a hospital. Oh, snap, right? Because that's why I was seeing them. That's what reminded me of like a cafe, like a diner. That's probably like cafeteria. Wow. That's cool. Yeah, they're definitely still connected, and it's very rare. Everybody listening, not all people who die want to stay connected to each other. All the people who were married don't always want to stay connected to. But I feel really, really good with them. That was cool. All right, let's move on to Lolita. I'm trying to get like onto my YouTube and watching, so that with the sound off. All right, I like it. Lolita, you're gonna tell me what type of, so I'm doing intuitive and medium readings. That was cute. She, her, medium, mother, and we've spoken. I would like to request a donation mediumship reading if you don't get it in 10. Is that okay? I would like to request a donation, a mediumship, if you don't get it in 10. Is that okay? What do you mean if you don't get it at 10? Oh, I'm not doing top 10 anymore. I'm just doing whoever. That's so sweet to hear. I know they had issues in their physical, but I love that they are connected still. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like they are connected. They had issues. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. I feel like they have a like sweet friendship. You know, that's what it felt like. Okay, let's get to Lolita. She, her, medium, mother, and we've spoken to her before. Boom, you're on it. And my cat, my cat is clawing things she should not be clawing. Naughty girl, naughty girl. Okay. I might have to let her out in a minute if she does that again. You're welcome. Yeah, it kind of feels like people who are friends. That's what I want to say. Okay. All right, Lolita, let's go. right, TB. Yes, they were very much as friends before anything else. Yeah, it's not like they have to be romantic, but they can be friends and they can be friendly. And I kind of feel like they healed something for sure in that realm because they didn't hate each other. There's a difference. They didn't dislike each other. They just might have had other issues. All right, let's go to Lolita. I'm trying to like manage looking at these lives. So immediately what I hear coming in, Lolita, is I hear your mother saying, like, I just want to remind you to get your stuff together. She's saying to kind of focus on yourself and not worried about the family or anyone else. She's saying, like, do your own thing, focus on you. I just keep hearing her say the same thing, like, get yourself together and don't worry about anyone else and what they're doing. She's saying that, you know, things, do you see this cat? She's saying things are going to, sorry, because I'm worried she'll like try to grab something from behind me. She's saying that things are, it's almost like the vision she gives me is like, you know, when like, I don't want to say, don't everybody overreact. It's not like we're in apocalyptic times, but she's showing me like when you feel like everything's kind of in these times where, the world's feeling like it's crushing and you're feeling overwhelmed. And obviously that's where I focus on everyone else. And obviously that's where we're at. And she's trying to say like, you have to like, kind of like move forward and kind of like self preservation, it's more than self-care. It's like self-preservation and rescuing yourself and not worrying about what you're doing with other people. Yeah, she's just showing me like you have to kind of make yourself move forward, because the vision she showed me is like moving forward and away from everyone else who's like grabbing onto you. Hold on. So if I walk into your house and I'm going into your house and then I go straight towards a back, do you have like a back door to a backyard? Because all of a sudden I'm like sitting outside. She's saying, I love it when she can feel me on the outside. Oh, I've had the hardest time putting me first. Yeah, time, tick tock, time. It's time for that. I don't know if we talked about this before and this was something we did before or talked about before, but all of a sudden I feel like I'm outside and I'm seeing like this like backyard. Yes. Okay. And she's talking about this is more the place where you can feel her. Sit there with a book. She showed me almost like a sketchbook, like you either draw or you write and let it come through you, because this is when you're going to feel her. And she loves to bring birds and she loves to bring butterflies and she loves to be part of nature. Okay, before we move on to TB's reading, does anybody have any questions? Anything about the paranormal or spiritual or aliens or cats who don't seem to want to leave me alone? Anybody have any questions about anything like that? Before we move on to TB, it's going to throw in, yes, we can walk straight towards the backyard. I used to write all the time. Well, see, I decided to just pull out my remote viewing because I'm like, if you're not going to listen to me, here, I'm going to show you guys. Oops, sorry. So here's some remote viewing for you. That's what I was doing. Walking through your house. Isn't this so cute? It's a little heart. It's heart lip gloss. You go like this, like a little pen. Can you communicate with animals as a medium? Yes. I do animals all the time. Animals are very easy because they don't have anything they have to learn. They're kind of blunt though. They're not as emotional as you guys want them to be. They're very like, animals kind of see, they understand death. They understand the process of death. I second Ruby's question. And I do animals all the time, and cute, thank you. And they kind of have like a view of like, we know the process. We know we're totally at peace with you know, the process of you know, death, and we understand that there's a cycle of life. And they're very blunt, like they're kind of more, they're not as emotional as people might think would like them to be. They're like, yeah, we get it. You know, I had to go. I had to let go of my body. They're completely more at peace. Hello, Marie. Hello. Okay. So, TB, who would you like to talk to? So I'm doing readings. Yes, and I do animals all the time. Obviously, I majorly do dogs and cats. I don't know if this is how snakes feel, or, you know, alligators. I don't want to know. No, I don't mind talking to them on the other side. TB, cousin male. Okay. Do you also read auras? No. Do our pets stay connected with us after they pass? I don't read auras because auras are inner. I do something different. Auras, I think people get caught up in these very. Auras are an energy and can be a color around people, but they change constantly through the day. So I think when people are like, I'm a yellow aura, it could change. It changes according to what's going on in your day. I don't feel like people stay in that. I do something different. I see energy. I can see an energy inside a person. If it drops, it opens up. If it brightens, if it's closed. I can feel it and see it when I'm like, oh, you just got upset when I said this. Oh, and someone could just be sitting there staring at me, and I can feel it over the phone. I can feel over the phone if I'm reading, and I can feel the energy just dropped. So I kind of just, auras is nice, but it's just not the thing I do. I kind of do something else. She's back. You are stubborn. So yeah, you have a purple aura now. Ha, Marie. Do pets stay connected with us after they pass? Well, I didn't know how auras can change. Yeah, auras don't stay the same. And that's kind of like, that's what I'm saying, you guys. A lot of stuff is to sell you guys stuff. Like, oh, this is your aura. I can tell you. Oh my God. So I got scammed when I took. I mean, when you do pictures of auras, guys, think about it. I was just about to say, someone's doing a picture of your aura. Is that reading your aura? I mean, it's just a camera capturing probably some kind of light and then translating it. I mean, I don't really buy those camera auras at all. I think they're total scams. People pets who stay connected. I mean, pets, like, it's just like here. It's not like, you got to let go of this concept that world is like this world. People don't have to, like, pets and people and anything that pass, they don't have to like be here or be there. I mean, if you want to connect with your pet, then their energy connects with you. Same with people. So in other words, like, it's like I said, it's like kind of like someone DMing you and, you know, kind of letting you know that they want to connect. I think people look at it like hold on, I have to let her out. She's getting into a lot of trouble. Speaking of animals, this one is being naughty. This little girl's she's trying to chew on wires. You have to go. Sorry. She doesn't like it, but she's naughty. She's chewing on wires. It's just naughty. So, yeah, so it's just, you got to let go of this place. And so if animals, if they want to connect with you, you're going to feel them. Animals don't have any agenda. They don't have any lessons they have to learn. So yeah, they can kind of send their energy. It's not like here. It's like the internet. They can see you, they can feel you, and they can send energy if they want. I think we have a very possessive attitude on this place. Like, this is mine. Like, animals don't belong to us, just like children don't belong to us. They come through us, and animals are there for us. But, they just don't have a big lessons they have to learn and everything. So of course they can connect to you if you need them. They'll feel you, and they'll try to, kind of send their energy to you. Okay, so I have things in my pocket. Okay, let's get to TB medium cousin. So I'm doing live readings, and I'm answering questions. So these are all really good questions. Get your questions ready, and I'm going to do TB's reading on a medium reading, talking to her male cousin. Okay, hold on. So the first thing I see, TB, is like he looks very excited, like he's saying something like he's very excited to be here, and he's very excited to connect. He's more excited to talk about where he's at. He's saying that his passing was kind of difficult, that he felt like everything kind of happened quicker than he would have liked. But it's kind of interesting. He's kind of tired of people feeling sorry for him or feeling bad for him, because there's no reason to feel bad or sorry for me, because he looks kind of young. He says, I passed, and I was aware that I was going to pass. I've kind of let go of all of that, and my life was difficult in that place, and so I'm learning to grow and heal. He's just excited to kind of let you know that you can let go of any guilt and any weird feelings you might have, because you don't need to. I don't know what that's about, if that makes sense to you, because he's kind of like, it's kind of like when someone's like, listen, you're more concerned about me and you don't need to be. You should be worrying about yourself. That's just how he talks. He's like, I have a lot of help and things at my fingertips here, like, so to speak, like I have what I need. He's like, I'm able to grow here and evolve. There's really no lessons he has to really learn because he was young. So he says, you just got to kind of let go of worrying about him. And he says that just goes for everybody. When people pass, especially young, we're growing, we're evolving. We're not just focused on you guys, and he says that's his message. He says, I have so much that I've grown up. He says he's just excited to kind of let you know that you should let go of the past and you should move forward. That's as much as he has for you. So I think he was pretty young, which means he's saying, you need to let go of all that. He goes, this isn't the only place where people grow. That's his message. And he's kind of quick, to the point. It's the best way I could describe it. To answer your question, as far as I do not believe in reincarnation, so I do not believe in reincarnation in the traditional sense. I know everyone who thinks that everybody who's spiritual believes in reincarnation. Happy to hear that. I'm glad TB believes that everybody believes in reincarnation, but there are so many other dimensions and realms. This isn't the only one. We're very self-absorbed on Earth. This isn't the only Earth place to grow and learn and to live. There are many other dimensions, many other realms. There are many, many, many souls to be born. There aren't a shortage of souls, and that's just my belief. So I really, really don't believe animals and humans are all the same type of energy at all. Their souls and spirits are completely different from each other. So I would never believe that. Even if, let's say, one day I go, oh, I'm wrong about reincarnation. The reason why I don't believe in reincarnation, it's a long explanation. I have it on my YouTube. I have a video on it. But honestly, from what that world has shown me, is that There is one, no limitation to spirits. I think again, we compare everything to here like, oh, we're going to run out of straws, we're going to run out of spirits. It's just not a thing. Also, I think it makes people have an out, like I can just do whatever here because then I'll just come back and learn it again, which I just don't believe in that. I think that just makes it easy for people to not be responsible for your own actions. And lastly, you know, from what that world has shown me, you can go in that world. Like I've talked to spirits that have passed over and over again for clients so much that I forget I haven't known them in life, and I forget that I never met them in the physical form. And when, let's say, a new spirit's going to be born and a spirit passes, let's say they say, hey, do you want to see what my life's like? They can take that new spirit through their whole life and show them, and it feels like you lived it. And so now that new spirit's born, and then they see your family and your friends are like, oh, this looks familiar and that looks familiar. And that's why I feel like sometimes people have more of a connection to places and people, because there is more of a connection going on. I think we limit everything like linear, and that is just not how things work. Like I've talked to spirits so much that I'll forget, oh yeah, I never knew them in the physical form, but and that's me doing a mediumship. So in that world, that's even more so. I also believe spirits can kind of connect with you, and maybe you're not realizing it, and giving you information and making you feel connected. I just don't believe in it. I've tried it. I've looked into it. Trust me, everyone, I'm in a world where people just have a hard time like believing I don't believe in past lives, and they've tried to get me to look at stuff, and it just doesn't connect with me. Do you think we draw spirits to us in the past? I keep thinking about a celebrity that a spirit appeared in. Celebrities don't. Come on. I will pass on that info about my cousin to my listener. She took his passing really hard. Okay. When you do readings, do you go to different planes because they are different places? No, I don't go anywhere. I'm meeting them halfway. It's the internet. I'm just logging on. Is the internet a different plane, or is it just something between you and me right now? Right? I'm talking to you, you're talking to me through the internet, right? That is how I'm talking to that world. They're in their world and I'm in mine, and we're going through the internet. That's the best way I could describe it. I don't really believe celebrities. You got to be careful if you can't confirm things. I hate to tell you this, guys, but celebrities aren't talking to people. They may help like inspire and things like this. Some mediums say they see full body spirits. Is this true? I'm sure they do. Yeah, I know, TB, but people, I hate to tell you this, but spirits really kind of don't, celebrities do not bother. They don't bother with people here. I have read for celebrities, for people who are related to celebrities, and they say the same thing. They're very overwhelmed here by people and their attention to them. They really don't have an interest in appearing to anyone. So there are trickster spirits that, or you are wanting it to be so. So you got to be really careful about that. But like they say, your dad is standing next to you. If they can confirm it, if the things they're saying, confirmation. If their dad says very detailed things, not general, they miss you, they love you, you always loved going for drives. We're talking about things that they could have said to that person, that before they died, or, a conversation they had, or, can they describe their room or something? I feel like when people say like, oh, they're standing next to you, people are like, oh, they're standing next to me. I mean, they just you have to realize in mediumship, people can say all kinds of things to you. If you can't confirm it, then that person sitting there is like, well, I'm very special. I'm a medium, so you have to believe me. And then you're like, I guess they see things. I don't know. You know what I mean? So are there people that see apparitions? Yes, but I from what I understand, the spirit world, it's very hard for them to hold a physical self of them, because our energy here is this realm is very, very slow. It moves very slow. So, and their energy moves at a rapid pace. So if they slow down their energy for you to see them, they are like Wi-Fi, and we are still digital. Like we are still dial up, and they are Wi-Fi. And so they're trying to slow down their frequency to this, and so it's very hard to maintain it. Most of the time, most people are seeing telepathically. They're seeing in their mind's eye. People actually see a physical thing. I've honestly haven't seen too many people who really do it for real, and honestly, I wouldn't believe it unless they can confirm it. So I think people just got to understand, like, it's not mystical, it's not religious, it's not magical, it's sci-fi, and it's more like technology than mystical and magical. There was a time where everything was mystical and magical because we didn't know how the sun rose, and we didn't know how it fell. Meaning people worshipped the sun and had gods and goddesses because they wanted to make sure the sun rose again, so they could have crops, so they could have sunlight, so they could survive. But we understand those things now, so it's really not a thing anymore. So, today, we don't need to worship those types of things. And I feel that we need to progress into a more modern understanding, and it is much more modern than people think. During our first mediumship reading, my mom threw a described unique item in my room, and I knew you were the real deal. Thank you, TB. That's why I'm telling you, be careful, trickster spirits. I'm not saying that you couldn't have saw whoever you saw, but you always want to get confirmation, because sometimes things can just kind of trick you into things. You ever heard of spam? That's very similar. You ever heard of someone kind of pretending catfishing you? That's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to start calling calling trickster spirits catfishing, because that's what it's like. And that's why I would say make sure you know who you're talking to, because it's just like a catfish. Same concept. And that's why I always use technology to explain spirituality, because that's really more how it is. So I hope that made sense, everyone. Okay. Does anyone have any other questions? And I'm like watching myself over here. It's like really weird because I have my YouTube over here, so I can see your catfish spirits. Yes. T-shirt, catfish spirits. You mean join OnlyFans a day? What? Huh? Where did that come from? Well, anyway. Okay, Lord. Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to try and do another live this week. I'm playing around with days. It looks like, when you know how you do analytics, people like Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday the most. So I'm going to try and do tomorrow. I'm playing around with different times. I know I have to post a regular video and on my Patreon, and I'm watching myself get up and letting my cat out over here because it's behind. Does anybody have any questions about anything else or any of the readings? Remember the guy who asked you oh, that's right. That's called trolls. Trolls. See, trolls. And there's trolls in the spirit world too. Things that are kind of like messing with you and trying to mess you up and trying to throw you off and things like that. I keep asking questions. Come on, people. Somebody ask. Good job, Ruby. Good job. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna go. I guess we've kind of run the gamut. I'm sexy spirit time. Sexy spirit time. I don't know if I'm going to do a class. Oh, I did do a class on Mediumship 101 and people liked it and you guys did real good. Mediumship 102, if I were to do it, it would be people practicing. But I'm trying to decide if I should do an online seance experience. I have been kind of doing TikTok. Have you guys seen me on TikTok? It's kind of gotten way bigger response. Like I see all these like questions and things. So yeah. So I've been kind of doing things like that. I'm thinking of doing a seance experience. I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna have you guys vote on if we want another class or what. I don't know. I'm working on doing like some like better like, you know, this type of thing for the lives and what days I should do lives. I'm just figuring it, still kind of tweaking everything, guys. You know, you make changes and you tweak. You make changes and you tweak. So I'm figuring it out. Thank you guys so much. I am going to change the code to 50 because it's just I feel like no one's going to I feel like gas is kind of weird now, like it just, you know, whatever. Yes, gas is still, but by the way, in LA it is still expensive. I went to go get gas and I looked at the gas and I was like, God damn it, it's almost $7. Okay, how do I deal with tricksters? You tell them to go away. You seem so much more active online since you were hospitalized. Is there a reason for that? It's great seeing you so often. Yeah, I just decided to like, I wanted to like come out more strong and do more. You know what it is, Marie? I really want to be more like direct and to the point of what I want to say about that world and what it's trying to do and what it's trying to say. Like I feel like before I was like, hey guys, I just want to make sure, blah, 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 you know, and now I'm like, no, it's time. And that's kind of what I kind of made a deal in that hospital room and said, okay, you want me to tell people stuff, you want me to get this stuff out, you want me, I'm going to do it. You know, there was a couple of promises I made in that realm. I mean, in that room, not that realm, in that hospital room. And I've been kind of deciding it's time to just like go. So I'm working on some other things too. And you said, I'd love you to do classes. I just need to know what classes people really want. That would be helpful. And yes, gas is like about $6.70. And I saw $7 sign. I thought that it had gone down, but apparently it has not. But I'm keeping my prices 50% off. And thank you guys so much. Have a great night or day. Please let me know what classes you think I should do. Any gas above 99 cents, 90s prices is too much. I know. Gas used to be like, when I was like, I would fill up my car, it would be like 75. I love how you end your videos. Trust no one, follow no one, trust yourself and follow yourself. Exactly. This is what I'm going to say. Follow yourself, listen to your inner voice, follow no one, listen to your trust. Now you got me confused. I say, follow no one, listen to your inner voice. I've taken a few classes with you and enjoyed them all. I know, Lydia. Thank you so much. Follow yourself, follow no one, listen to your inner voice, and I'll see you guys soon.